Welcome to the Loveland Report Lone Ranger Show. We are going to give you all of your real estate and mortgage news today, as we've been doing for years upon years on this station. Thanks for tuning in. You'll find out what's going on with mortgage rates, what's going on with the state of the market, real estate inventory, how many homes are for sale, how is that doing? Are we still in a seller's market? Are we still in a buyer's market? I've got a taste of spring that's happened, little bounce of spring sales because of the election, I believe. I've got the inventory numbers, and I want to talk about when you need to hire me. If you're thinking about selling or buying, Bruce, when should they start talking to you and I?
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about that.
I think that's important that people understand that they don't put the cart before the horse. So
exactly, I see a lot of that. So we're going to fix that for you today. And what do you got for today, Bruce?
Well, I want to talk about what the market's doing, what the consumer sentiment looks like. What are people wanting right now? Are they jumping in? Are they still a little afraid? What are interest rates doing? Who's buying in the market right now? Who's still sitting on the sidelines? I want to talk about where the opportunities are as well. So, anytime there's fear in the market, that means that there's opportunities. So we're going to talk about how do you capture those opportunities, or are you going to let these things slip through your fingers? So I got a lot to cover. In addition to that, some small changes that have been made to make it easier for people to qualify for first-time homebuyer programs. So we got a lot to cover. So let's get started right away. I want to talk to you about, what's inventory looking like? Are we in a buyer's market? Are we in a seller's market? Are we balanced?
We're holding steady. Inventory actually dropped a big chunk, came down from 11,600 homes. This is Central Florida. Always remember, when we're talking about something, are we talking about the Central Florida market? Are we talking about the Florida market, the nationwide market? Central Florida inventory has been holding down. We're at the lowest point in 7 months for inventory. 10,000 homes, and that's the lowest it's been in 7 months. And that's a good sign, Bruce. I think inventory is peaked, and it's about a 5-month supply.
It's a good sign if you're a buyer, and it's a good sign if you're a seller.
Either way.
Well, let's put that in perspective, because you and I always like to really nail down the truth of the matter. So more inventory means the sellers are in more control. Less inventory means sellers are in control.
Buyers
are in control with more inventory. Sellers are in control with less inventory. So if the inventory is dropped, but we still have an abundance of inventory, what do you got? 4 months?
Almost 5 months still.
Almost 5 months. That's a 6 month is a balanced market. So we're still pretty close. That, in my opinion, that's pretty balanced. But I'm seeing sellers still working deals. But then I turn around and I got 3 contracts this week alone where people came in at full price offers and lost the deal on a full price offer.
And that's why you and I have a job. I mean, everybody's different. Their qualifications, their income is different for the mortgage. On my side, every market is different for every home. I go into, if it's a house in Deltona, there's 1,000 of them for sale. There's the 3.2s that are 1,700 square feet. You go into Winter Park, and it's a brand new house or built in the last 5-7 years, nice contemporary mega mansion. It's going to be gone in a heartbeat with multiple offers. Same thing in hot neighborhoods. And so you got to look at that. And I look at that with people who say, what is your market? What are you selling? And I can compare what's around them. I can get an idea, because what's been happening, if something comes on and it is the only one, it probably might get multiple offers if it's priced right, staged right, and marketed right.
It will.
But the number of sales here, one thing here, like literally inventory dropped by 20%, about 17%. Inventory went down from November to December. It went down just on the news of Trump's election. Interest rates weren't better. They still kind of stink. So imagine if rates got better too, and you've got that. That's what I was talking about. That's
kind of the message I think we need to really convey here is if I'm already starting to see some multiple offers on properties, if I'm seeing people losing homes at a full price offer, that tells me if you're a buyer and you have not been listening to Cleve and I about get in the market now, or you're going to be shoved out. But Cleve, a lot of these folks, they're just waiting for interest rates to drop before they get in the house. And they keep saying, I talk to people every day, maybe I should wait for interest rates to drop. You will not even be able to negotiate a deal when interest rates drop. So all of you folks out there that are listening to this and you think that waiting for interest rates to drop is going to be better, you won't even be able to compete, because unless you've got 20, 25% down, this one I had yesterday, Cleve, the guy that won it waived appraisal, waived inspection contingencies.
What section of town was that in?
And was full-time over in Orlando off Holden.
Okay. Yep.
So you got near downtown property near Holden, $500,000 house.
Have confidence now, and consumer sentiment's up. So where are we on the rates? Did they improve a little bit since?
Well, they haven't really. No, nothing's really improved. But I mean, we saw a bit of a improvement last week. But you know, the market is feeling better right now, and I think that if and we can look at where they are in the market, but if you really want to know, interest rates right now are going to run from the mid sixes to the low sevens on a primary residence.
That's good.
Now, it is good. I locked an FHA loan in at 6.45 yesterday. I locked one in at 6.25.
Well, this is why they need to contact you now. What's that phone number? Because you need to get your application in.
Write this down, folks. 407-250-9144. That's 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. Or go to WeBringYouHome.com. And listen, while we're on the air, I don't pick up my phone, but I will call you back. Just leave me a message and I'll call you back. We'll get things going for you.
All right.
Cleve,
you need to sell, buy, you're thinking about buying, or you got problems collecting rents from tenants. Call me 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com.
Yeah. So, you know, Cleve and I had a home buyer class that we held this week earlier on Wednesday evening. Unbelievable class.
Yep.
Unbelievable class. Had a lot of people that are really excited about the opportunity to learn not only how to buy some of their first properties, but how to buy multiple properties. So great class. We usually do one about every other month or so, or once a quarter. So if you're interested in learning how the pros buy homes, manage properties, how to be a good landlord, how to select the right tenants, how to maximize your rental profits, and how to retire with generational wealth, then these are the classes that you want to join Cleve and I on. Again, Cleve can be reached right now at 407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland, or cleveloveland.com, 407-352-8118. Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate here in Orlando. Been in the real estate business for almost 30 years.
32 now.
Holy moly. God, he still looks 32. What a handsome young man he is. Huh?
I wish I get some gray hairs. This market lately has given me a couple gray hairs. But one thing, Bruce, you know, that since the election, sales jumping up. December sales last month beat November. That's kind of unheard of. So literally just consumer sentiment, just people going, okay, we got some normalcy returning to the government. We're going to see a responsible economy. We're going to see some things get better a little bit. You know, the small businessman is not going to be punished. Those things happening, it ate up a chunk of the inventory. Inventory went down. So like literally the bond market should come back and rates should drop. You know, the Fed cutting rates, we probably got I haven't checked my.
Well, the Fed's not going to cut any rates.
Hopefully they're not cutting rates this month, because that really hasn't helped markets.
It made it worse. It made it worse.
It hasn't helped. So when that happens and we see inflation coming down, the bond market straightens out. And remember, you've got a VIP refi line.
Absolutely,
right?
I do.
So, but people that buy now, that's the thing. If you wait to buy, your payment might be a couple $100 less. So let's say you save $2,000 for the year,
right?
But you lost $20,000 on the price going up, depending on your price point. I mean,
absolutely.
So let's say we've got 3%.
Marry the house, date the rate. We can get you a new rate later on. Just get into the home.
We had a crummy economy, and we still had 3% of inflation or on the house. Average price house went from 450 to 464, up 3% from a year ago. Median price 380, up 3.5%, even with the last of Sleepy Joe.
That's right.
God, I stood up and saluted as Marine One left DC, watching him leave DC for the last time. I was so happy.
I was so proud to be an American. I watched him during the press conference that he had. I've never seen a president just sit down and field random questions for an hour and a half.
Oh, that could never happen.
Biden could have never done that. He would have had to be looking over at his aides saying, can I say that? Will I get in trouble if I do that? I don't want to answer those questions. But not Trump. You just throw him at him and he'll tell you what he's going to do. I love it. Absolutely love it. I think we have a great future ahead of us. I feel so many Americans are so excited. And I'm going to tell you something. If you're a Democrat, a liberal, and you did not vote for Trump, I get it. Some people just don't like him. But I'm going to tell you something. If you're going to be on the team, meaning an American, then let's all work together to make this the best country we can. We can do it. We have the right person. Even if you don't like him, he's your coach. Let's go with it.
Yep. So, I mean, I just think this is going to be the year we come back above. Sales should be better than 2024, which was okay. It was mediocre, but people still have to move.
Absolutely. They've got
diamonds, diapers, divorce, death, and downsizing.
That's right.
Downsizing, I guess, would come before death. So all these things happening. I think the market's going to be doing really well, and it will pick up. I haven't seen anybody really lose in a house. I had some people get some good transfers.
No, but builders are up. They raise
their prices.
Builders are building 16% more homes right now because they feel like the market's there.
Yeah.
So new construction is up 16%. That's just a hair under 20%. That's an amazing. That tells me that the building community is ready for the surge. But all the folks out there that are sitting on the fence right now, they are going to get it if they don't do something early, because as soon as rates drop, these builders are going to start jacking their prices up. They haven't jacked them up for a year and a half. Yeah. Not much.
Yeah.
Just
they were wiggling around with the closing costs.
They're doing the closing,
and they're still doing most of the closing costs.
They're still doing rate buy downs. And speaking of that, so Cleve and I are talking about, is this the right time to buy? Absolutely, because buyers have a lot of opportunity out there. There's more inventory, and sellers will still work deals. It just depends. You're not going to get $20,000 paid toward your closing costs on a house that was listed yesterday. Yeah. That's listed at market. Yeah. But if you look around and you hire somebody like Cleve or his buyer's agent, Nanette, then they will help you identify those properties. However, I'm giving you a different message. So I don't want to seem like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth, because I'm not. My message is, if you want to buy, now is a good time. If you want to refinance, hold off. You already own the home. That's why you buy now. But if you want to refinance, I will put you on my VIP wait list. Now, I started this wait list for just my current clients. Anybody that I did a mortgage for has gone on a wait list. I know what rate you have now. I know what rate you need to get in order for it to benefit to you to refinance. But I've had so many radio call listeners that say, can you put me on your list? Yes. This is a wait list. This is me telling you, don't refi now. I'll refi you later. Let's get the paperwork together.
For everybody. Somebody could have.
It's very much different. Now, the people I am encouraging to refi now is anybody that has lots of equity in the property. You got too much consumer debt. Your consumer debt is literally sucking everything out of your bank account. If you are drowning in consumer debt, you got in over your head, but you got equity, let's look at a consolidation loan, either an equity line or a refinance transaction. Now, most people that have a 3.5% interest rate, Cleve, they don't want to refi, right? They don't want to refi. But listen, I look at these clients and I say, you would rather get a home equity line of credit at 12.5% than you would refinance your 3.5% fixed rate. Let's do the math and see which one's better, because the math will tell you the truth. You don't have to get any gimmicks. The math will tell you the truth. 407-250-9144 for the loan arranger. Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, WeBringYouHome.com. That's 407-250-9144 or WeBringYouHome.com. You got Cleve Loveland, the voice of real estate here in Orlando, at 407-352-8118. That's 407-352-8118. What do you got when we come back, big guy?
I got some listings coming up. We're going to dig in a little bit more into the numbers on sales and what's happening there. And when do you need to hire me?
Yes. So we're going to talk about when to start the real estate process, when to start the loan process. And I want to get into self-employed people that got tax returns. You're getting ready to file. Let's get into that when we get back from the next segment. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show.